It all looks so good. A nice fresh cup of coffee until you go to drink it. And there's fruit flies in it. There's definitely an analogy for life in there somewhere. Better. One of the new jobs I've taken on this last year is I'm now a pool girl. And for about a month and a half, I have been battling this pool, and as of yesterday, it was still green. A week ago, it was deep, murky green, and it just felt like one of those battles that I was never going to win. And I am so thankful for people who helped me press on, because this morning I woke up and it's blue. Now it's a cloudy blue. I still can't see my brush for very deep, but it's blue. Sometimes just persevering through tough things is what's needful. I have always thought it would be so cool to have a wraparound porch. In fact, the woman that I watched have a big family years ago had a wraparound porch, and I remember her kids like skating around it, and it just seemed so perfect for having that middle age of children where they're not tiny and they're not huge and they just want a place to play, and especially for the rain. But one of the things about a wraparound porch is that there's a whole lot of places where stuff can collect, and also just it can get really dirty. So I'm going to try to tackle dealing with this porch. Ethan just left for work. He's working almost all the time now, my oldest son. And then our 7-year-old just went out and fed the dogs. Definitely in a different phase of mothering than I was when I had only little kids. But I'm still in the thick of it. These two in particular, but also their 5-year-old brother, are super busy. They're always getting into things and active. Except they have a much more tired mama than their almost 18-year-old brother did. There's a joke about big families that, you know, like, you guys have really lightened up, or like the first kids, you know, like those pacifier jokes, right? Like the first one, you're like boiling it every time it touches anything, and then by the fourth one, you're like, it's good enough, and you stick it back in. But there's a sense in which that's the only way it can be, that you chill out as a mother about certain things that don't matter so much anymore. But then also that there's some things that you just can't make the same as they were when you had only little kids. When I had only the ones who are now almost 18 and almost 16, we could watch Blue's Clues, and we could watch The Greatest Adventures, and we could watch, you know, whatever I picked. That was what the options were. And then we had shows that we would watch in the evenings because they were in bed. Well, now my kids stay up sometimes later than we do, and there's just no way to have your home look the same as it did when it's had only little kids. And not only is that natural, but it's helped me to remember that this is the design that God had for our family at this stage. So He didn't mean for these two screamers to have a 23-year-old mom. He meant for them to have a 40-year-old mom. So He didn't mean for these two to have a completely well-rested, young, zealous 23-year-old mother. He meant for them to have a 40-year-old mom who is tired, but who needs the joy that they bring. One of the blessings or gifts that these little ones provide is the light-hearted lack of burden, aside from a physical burden. You know, they make a mess or you have to change a diaper, but they provide so much joy that counterbalances some of the drama and weight and heaviness that comes with older kids. Super cool. Wondering if you were going to be roasting today. Are you?
Going to be roasting.
Yeah? What do you got?
That's Burundi, which is near Rwanda, Ethiopia, Sumatra. This one is
So it's Guatemala.
Guatemala, and this one is Kenya.
Awesome. It's a nice little dark spot for little chicks to hide. There's a good feeling when things are freshly mowed and freshly cleaned. Gives you a sense that things can be redeemed, refreshed, renewed. And that's true with our mothering too. I feel like I need that reminder that just because you're older, tireder, or you feel like you have less resources, it doesn't make it true. You can start again and keep growing. As long as we have life, there's always hope. And there's always reasons to be hopeful. Psalm 42 is a great psalm because in it, the psalmist commands his soul, "Why so downcast? Hope in God." And that's something we can always do, is command our soul to do what's right even when we don't feel it. Because there's always hope.